Hello everyone, good morning and welcome to the channel. If you are new here, hi, I am Elle and this is my series, A Cup with Elle. So in this series, I sit down with a cup of coffee and basically I kind of just ramble on about my thoughts for today. And today I would like to talk to you about a popular sitcom, Modern Family. So this is not exactly a review video, obviously not. So I just actually kind of want to focus on and kind of talk about one particular relationship from the story. It's Mitch and Cam. And before I get into it, I'd like to prelude this part of the video that the two of them had a good ending. So spoiler alert, they were still together, they were on very good terms, and in the end they did have the second kid that they have always wanted from the earlier seasons of the show. So yeah. So before I got into the 11th season of the show, sometime around the 9th season, I've noticed a pattern between the two of them, which I think is extremely toxic. So they do the same thing over and over again. And what's funny is that towards the finale, their daughter Lily actually tells them that this is what you always do. Daddy Cam always gets hysterical and Mitch becomes extremely neurotic, trying to fix everything and overanalyze everything. And yes, it is their pattern. So what I've noticed about the two of them is that they somehow always try to manipulate each other or guilt each other, the other person, the other party in the relationship, to doing what they want them to do without just simply directly asking them. And it's the same formula every episode, and for in the span of several seasons they still haven't learned from it. It's like by the 20th minute of the episode, they would make up and realize, no, sorry, I tried to do this, sorry, I didn't tell you about this, and then they would make up, but they never learn from it. They have so many misunderstandings, all the secrets, all the white lies that they tell each other, and even involving other family members, so that they could manipulate or control the other. And that, I think, is something that is extremely toxic in a relationship, especially a long-term relationship, especially in their case where they were already married. They've been together 15 years and somehow it's the same thing week in and week out. So, it's something that I realize now, not that I am in my third year of my first relationship. And yeah, right, first relationship, and yet here we are past the third anniversary. And prior to my current relationship, everything I know I've learned from high school drama, soap operas, and western rom-coms. And you get at this stage in your life, and of course 2020, the woke culture, etc., and you realize how much takeaways are actually quite toxic and teaching us the wrong things about real life relationships and romance are from these movies and TV shows. And you learn that these things, it gives you false expectations about what it is to be with another person, about what it means to commit to another person. And actually what I'm grateful for is that I am with someone who's more mature than me in this department. It's not his first long-term relationship, and yeah, and the more that I try to think about it, the decisions that I have made, especially in arguments and fights earlier on in our relationship, it's a reflection of the things that I have learned from movies and dramas in high school. And if it's one thing that we know now when we're in our late 20s, is that things we learn in high school, they are quite juvenile and immature and not the best things to carry on into adulthood. Because teenage years, you're still figuring things out, and apparently you do exist in that stage when you're still in your puberty, that you think you're smarter than you are. You think you're wiser than you are because you're still full of ideals, but lacking in the experience department. So that is what it was for me. And while I could have learned more in college, it actually wasn't the case for me, because when I was in college, I was very active in my former church, and I did not have any close friends in school because it was actually highly discouraged by my church to make friends outside church. And inside the church, we were actually not allowed to have romantic relationships with other young people. And now that I know better, that was also quite the toxic culture. So what I'm trying to say is that the things that I've learned from when I was in high school about romance and relationships, and I didn't get the chance to learn more while I was growing up. And it's only recently that I'm really learning, and I'm just so fortunate and so blessed to be with a partner that decided to stick with me and help me navigate things while I'm still learning and growing and maturing and knowing what it means to be in a lifetime commitment. So yeah, I'm very fortunate on that end. So yeah, that's for me this morning. I'm not gonna keep you very long. My goal actually is to keep these videos in under 10 minutes, so that for one, it's less work on my part because I don't have to edit as much. And I feel like I'm having less and less time recently for no real reason. I think I'm not actually that busy, but because editing is not, I'm 100% passionate about. Sometimes it can get tedious, but I do want to produce these content more consistently. And even now, while I still have a small following, this project has really been helpful for me in the mental health department. So yeah, that's something I am grateful for. So thank you for hanging out with me today. If you'd like to have more of this content, don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on Twitter as well, so that we can have a chat. So thank you, everyone. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.